Welcome to our announcement of the second annual Gold Derby Music Award nominations. We are about to announce the nominees in all 23 categories, expanded from last year when we had 12 categories. Well over 1,000 users voted for these in our prediction center for their favorites in all of these categories. So let's get right to the nominations. We're going to start with Marcus announcing the first two categories.
Hello, everyone. So first up, we are going to do Best Music Video. And the nominees are Good For You, Olivia Rodrigo, Happier Than Ever, Billie Eilish, Montero, Call Me By Your Name, Lil Nas X, 911, Lady Gaga, and Willow, Taylor Swift.
Yeah, and Lil Nas X almost got in here twice. Industry Baby finished just outside the nominations. Bo Burnham, All Eyes on Me, also did well. And Doja Cat and SZA with Kiss Me More was also relatively close to a nomination.
And then next up, we have Best Collaboration. And the nominees are I Get a Kick Out of You, Tony Bennett and Lady Gaga, Industry Baby, Lil Nas X featuring Jack Harlow, Kiss Me More, Doja Cat featuring SZA, Leave the Door Open, Silk Sonic, and Save Your Tears, The Weeknd and Ariana Grande.
And the closest one who missed out here was Elton John and Dua Lipa's Cold Heart remix that missed by 32 points. Next up, we've got Latasha with the Latin categories.
All right. So in the Best Latin Artist category, we have Anita, Bad Bunny, J Balvin, Becky G, and Callie Uchis.
And this was a relatively solid 5. Pablo Vittar missed by 21 points in this category. Which brings us to our rock categories, for which we will bring on Chris Rosen.
Hi, here are the nominees for Best Rock Alternative Album. The nominees are Collapsed in Sunbeams from Arlo Parks, Daddy's Home, St. Vincent, If I Can't Have Love, I Want Power, Halsey, Jubilee, Japanese Breakfast, and Plastic Hearts from Miley Cyrus.
And Wolf Alice missed this by 18 points, and Måneskin missed by 34 points. And, you know, just continuing our trend of a very female-driven rock lineup, our users are always a fan of the female artists of these.
And I'm glad you said Måneskin there, Daniel, because we have Best Rock Alternative Song. And first up for the nominees, Beggin' by Måneskin, Heat Waves from Glass Animals, Higher Power from Coldplay, NDA, Billie Eilish, and WTF Do I Know, Miley Cyrus.
And this was a really close one. Transparent Soul by Willow and Travis Barker. That was just 9 points out of a nomination. And St. Vincent, who did get into alternative album, missed here for Pay Your Way in Pain by 28 points.
And then I have the last category here, Best Rock Alternative Artist. The nominees are Coldplay, Miley Cyrus, Lana Del Rey, Halsey, and Måneskin.
And here we had St. Vincent just missing again by 20 points. Next up, we've got Joyce with our R&B categories.
The nominees for Best R&B Album are Alicia Keys, Back of My Mind, H.E.R, Hose Tales, Jasmine Sullivan, Planet H.E.R, Doja Cat, and Sin Miedo, Callie Uchis.
And the closest to a nomination here who just missed was actually the Judas and the Black Messiah soundtrack by 36 points.
Interesting. So H.E.R could have been double nominated.
Essentially, yeah.
Best R&B Song, the nominees are Fight For You, H.E.R, Good Days, SZA, Have Mercy, Chloe, Leave the Door Open, Silk Sonic, and Rumors, Lizzo featuring Cardi B.
And this was an interesting category because this year I introduced a new rule barring double nominations for artists who had the same credits on each song. So H.E.R actually had enough votes to get in for Damage as well. But she had more votes for Fight for You, so that's her nomination. And just missing out by like a handful of points was Giveon's Heartbreak Anniversary, which was really big past year.
I love you setting down a hammer and establishing these rules.
Yeah, because like if I have like 5 like Olivia Rodrigo songs in a category and like all of her fans come in and say those are the top 5 songs of the year, like I want some limitations. But if someone is on a song with a different like featured artist or something like that, I'll let them in twice because otherwise that's not fair to them.
Completely valid. And the nominees for Best R&B Artist are Doja Cat, H.E.R, Silk Sonic, Jasmine Sullivan, and SZA.
And this was one of the closest categories. Alicia Keys missed out on this by 2 points, which is the equivalent of one voter ranking her like first or second on their ballot. And next up, we've got our rap and hip hop categories. I will be announcing those. And we're going to start with Best Rap Hip Hop Album. The nominees are Call Me If You Get Lost by Tyler, the Creator, Certified Lover Boy by Drake, Donda by Kanye West, Good News by Megan Thee Stallion, and Montero by Lil Nas X. And that was a pretty rock solid 5. The closest to breaking up that lineup was Lil Sims, which was like I think over 100 votes out of that nomination. So that was a pretty secure lineup. And next we've got Best Rap Hip Hop Song. The nominees are Body by Megan Thee Stallion, Family Ties by Baby Keem and Kendrick Lamar, Industry Baby by Lil Nas X featuring Jack Harlow, Need to Know by Doja Cat, and Up by Cardi B. And this was a category where Doja Cat almost had a double nomination here because she is featured on Saweetie's Best Friend, which missed by 13 points. So again, like I said, if there's another artist on their song or album, they would get that second nomination. But alas, she just missed. And for Best Rap Hip Hop Artist, the nominees are Drake, Lil Nas X, Megan Thee Stallion, Tyler, the Creator, and Kanye West. And interesting, we had one artist here who had enough votes to get nominated, but they got more votes in another genre category, so that is where they're nominated instead. So I will let you all know when that one comes up. Which brings us to our Country Americana categories with Chris Beachum.
Okay, the 5 nominees for Country or Americana Song are Can't Let Go, Alison Krauss and Robert Plant, Drunk and I Don't Want to Go Home, Elle King and Miranda Lambert, Justified, Kacey Musgraves, Right on Time, Brandi Carlile, and Starting Over, Chris Stapleton.
And this was another category where we had the potential for a double nomination. Kacey Musgraves also had enough votes to get in for her song Star-Crossed, but Justified had more votes, so that is her nomination here.
Best Country Americana Album, Body Language, Blake Shelton, My Savior, Carrie Underwood, Stand for Myself, Yola, Star-Crossed, Kacey Musgraves, and Starting Over, Chris Stapleton.
And this is a category where we had Mickey Guyton, who got in at the Grammys. She missed here just by 16 points, so that was a close call for her.
And the 5 nominees on Best Country or Americana Artist, Brandi Carlile, Kacey Musgraves, Blake Shelton, Chris Stapleton, and Carrie Underwood.
And in this category, Yola, who got into the album category, just missed by 22 points for the artist category. And now we will move to the pop categories with Paul.
Yes, hi. The first category is Best Pop Album, and the nominees are Evermore by Taylor Swift, Happier Than Ever by Billie Eilish, Love for Sale, Tony Bennett and Lady Gaga, Positions, Ariana Grande, and Sour by Olivia Rodrigo.
And this was one of those interesting categories where artists had enough votes in multiple genres. Lil Nas X's Montero and Doja Cat's Planet Her both had enough votes to get in here, but Doja Cat had more votes in R&B. Lil Nas X had more votes in rap hip hop, so that's where their albums ended up. And actually, Doja Cat's artist nomination was in R&B, which we already was announced. She had enough votes in hip hop as well, which I forgot to mention.
You've got so much factoids rattling around. Best Pop Song, the nominees are Driver's License by Olivia Rodrigo, Happier Than Ever by Billie Eilish, Levitating by Dua Lipa, Montero by Lil Nas X, and 911 by Lady Gaga.
And this was a pretty secure top five, although SZA and Doja Cat's Kiss Me More, that was relatively close to a nomination.
And then, Lil Nas X, so this is a pop song versus some, you were saying.
Yeah, he submitted this one to pop, and he submitted Industry Baby to rap hip hop. So I decided to put the song in pop and Industry Baby and rap hip hop. And I gave our voters the option to vote for the album in pop or hip hop because it contains both, and I think he submitted it at the Grammys to pop. But genres are very complicated, so I wanted to give our voters the opportunity to make those determinations themselves where possible.
And then, Best Pop Artist, the nominees are Billie Eilish, Ariana Grande, Lady Gaga, Olivia Rodrigo, and Taylor Swift.
And Lil Nas X, once again, had enough votes to get into pop artist, but had more votes in the hip hop category, so that's where he's nominated. And that brings us to our top 5 general field categories. These will have 10 nominations apiece, and we are going to get those started with Latasha.
So with the Best New Artist category, the nominees are Bo Burnham, Clairo, Glass Animals, Japanese Breakfast, The Kid Laroi, Måneskin, Ava Max, Arlo Parks, Olivia Rodrigo, and Sweetie.
And this was a pretty secure top 10. So that was, there was a lot of consensus around these. Next up, we've got Song of the Year, which will be announced by Chris Rosen.
I'm back. Song of the Year nominees. Here they are. Driver's License, Olivia Rodrigo. Good Days from SZA. Good For You from Olivia Rodrigo. Happier Than Ever for Billie Eilish. Kiss Me More, Doja Cat featuring SZA. Leave the Door Open, Silk Sonic. Levitating, Dua Lipa. Montero, Call Me By Your Name, Lil Nas X. 911, Lady Gaga. And Willow, Taylor Swift.
I've actually got a correction. I'm sorry. This was my fault on the on our list that I hadn't updated. I accidentally put Olivia Rodrigo in here twice, even though she's the same artist and the same songwriters on both Driver's License and Good For You. So Good For You had fewer votes, so that I knocked that one out. That the 10th nominee is actually All Eyes on Me by Bo Burnham.
I'm glad that made it in, Daniel. I gotta say, All Eyes on Me rules. It's a great song. No offense to Olivia Rodrigo, who's also great, but I'm glad to hear Bo Burnham made it.
My apologies for that. I've been updating several lists.
Daniel works really hard on this, so it's totally fine.
Which brings us to Record of the Year, which will be announced by Joyce.
I love this.
And I've double-checked these are correct.
These are correct? Okay.
Well, to be fair, it's also similar to the Grammys, because the Grammys had accidentally forgot to announce that Olivia Rodrigo had been nominated for music video for Good For You. So, we're at least as good as the Grammys.
Are we like just copying them now, or do we want to copy them is the question. So
No. But
Okay.
only as long as we make the exact same errors, no more, no less.
Okay. So is Drake nominated anywhere? Is he going to withdraw a nomination?
He's nominated. We're not going to let it, like, The Weeknd's also nominated. Like, it's not up to them. We can give them awards, or they can choose to accept or not. Like, you know.
Okay. Anyway, Record of the Year nominees. They are Driver's License, Olivia Rodrigo. Happier Than Ever, Billie Eilish. I Get a Kick Out of You, Tony Bennett and Lady Gaga. Industry Baby, Lil Nas X featuring Jack Harlow. Kiss Me More, Doja Cat featuring SZA. Leave the Door Open, Silk Sonic. Levitating, Dua Lipa. Montero, Call Me By Your Name, Lil Nas X. 911, Lady Gaga. And Willow, Taylor Swift.
So here we had a category where 2 artists received double nominations because they were featured on, had another artist on their other nomination. So Lady Gaga's here twice, once with Tony Bennett. Lil Nas X is here twice, once with Jack Harlow. Olivia Rodrigo had enough votes to be in here twice, but got more votes for Driver's License than for Good For You. Same credited artists, so don't feel too bad for her. She's doing fine. And then we have Album of the Year, which will be announced by Marcus.
Yes, hello everyone. You're doing such a great job, Daniel. You know, the Oscars may need a host if you're available.
Well, they can call me. No, they should call my agent. I'll get an agent and then they'll call the agent.
Can they call you by their name?
They should call me by mine, just so it's not confusing.
Okay, so moving on to Album of the Year, and the 10 nominees are Chemtrails Over the Country Club, Lana Del Rey. Evermore, Taylor Swift. Happier Than Ever, Billie Eilish. Inside the Songs, Bo Burnham. Love for Sale, Tony Bennett and Lady Gaga. Montero, Lil Nas X. Planet Her, Doja Cat. Plastic Hearts, Miley Cyrus. Positions, Ariana Grande. And Sour, Olivia Rodrigo.
And this was a heartbreaker for that 10th spot. I kept watching it as the votes were coming in, that the last spot was so close. It kept going back and forth. And the person who ended up missing out by 3 points was Kacey Musgraves for Star-Crossed, though she did get those 3 country nominations. So, you know, she's doing all right, but she was this close to a nomination here. And I'm going to close us out by announcing the nominees for Artist of the Year. They are BTS, Bo Burnham, Doja Cat, Billie Eilish, Ariana Grande, Lady Gaga, Lil Nas X, Dua Lipa, Olivia Rodrigo, and Taylor Swift, who is actually the defending champion in this category. She won it last year. And just missing out in this category was Lana Del Rey by 24 points. So she made it into album, but not quite into artist. So those are our nominations. And just to let you know some of these nomination totals, Lil Nas X leads the way with 11 nominations. Lady Gaga is next with 10 nominations, and tied with 9 nominations apiece are Billie Eilish and Olivia Rodrigo. So, and just considering the songs that she could have had enough votes to get in for, that she didn't get nominated for, that makes her total especially impressive. So I want to thank everyone here for joining me for these, and thank to everyone who voted for these nominees. You can vote for the winners effective immediately on goldderby.com, and not only that, you can vote for you can make your predictions in various awards for the Grammys coming up, for the Oscars, SAG Awards, the Critics' Choice Awards, and many more. Also reality television. You can predict the Billboard charts. You can predict the box office every weekend. So there's plenty for you to do, but make sure you vote for your favorites in these awards. As you've seen from our announcement, every category sometimes comes down to the slimmest of margins. So if you want your favorite to win, make sure to get in there and vote. And thank you to everyone again, and we will see you in January with the winners.
Thanks, Daniel. Bye-bye.